cut out a piece of paper that fits onto the wall of your dollhouse. I chose to use brick paper, but this step is optional. You could also just leave the wall white. Use large matchboxes to make drawers that you can pull out and push back in. I got these from IKEA, stack them together and put them into the corner of the room. Now cut a shoebox in half and use it as a kitchen counter, place it next to the matchboxes, and since the shoebox was a little bit higher than the matchboxes, I glued 2 pieces of cardboard together and covered them in contact paper and then glued them on top. And of course I also covered the side of the drawers before sticking them to the kitchen counter. Since I'm not going to glue the kitchen to the dollhouse, which means it can be placed in another house and might not always be in the corner, I've decided to glue a piece of cardboard to the back and also to the side and cover it in the same contact paper since those parts might be visible at some point. Cut out a piece of cardboard that covers the front of the kitchen, divide it into 5 equal pieces and cover each of them in contact paper, then glue them onto the kitchen to make them look like cupboard doors. To make the fridge, use the other half of the shoebox. Depending on its size and how big you want the fridge to be, you might have to cut off a little bit. Now cut out a piece of cardboard that is the same size as the long side of the fridge and glue it on. Cover the outside of the fridge with silver paper and the inside with white paper. Cut out 4 pieces of cardboard that are the same size. They are meant to go on top of the fridge and on the bottom. As you see me pointing out in the video, they have to be about half a centimeter bigger in the front because this is where the door is meant to go. Glue them together, always 2 at a time, cut out a cardboard door and then cover everything in silver paper. When covering the door, it's important to leave 2 little holes at the top and the bottom on one side so that you can push a toothpick through the cardboard. I forgot to do that, so I'm doing it now, and once you push the toothpick through, it's a good idea to attach it with glue. Cover the inside of the door with white paper and also the piece that goes on top of the fridge. You don't have to do that with the bottom piece because you're not going to see it anyway. You're just going to glue to the bottom of the fridge, and once you're done, poke a hole into that piece and push the toothpick that is attached to the door into the hole. Now poke a hole into the other piece of cardboard as well and glue to the top of the fridge. Don't forget to push the toothpick into the hole so that you can open and shut the door. Cut small pieces of cardboard that fit inside the fridge and cover them in white paper to make shelves. Wrap a cocktail stick in the same contact paper as the fridge, bend it slightly without breaking it and then glue it to the door. To make the kitchen counter, simply trace the shape of the kitchen on a piece of cardboard, cut it out and cover it in paper that looks like marble. I used one of those mini jam or butter containers for the sink. I traced the shape of the container with a pencil and then cut it out. Don't forget to cut a hole into the surface underneath the kitchen counter before you glue it on. Cut out the bottom of a cream cheese box, spray paint it, and also spray paint the sink and a chewing gum container to make a bin. Place the sink in the hole, glue the spray painted cream cheese box onto the kitchen counter and cut out 2 circles from black paper to make hot plates. To make the tap, push a piece of wire through the kitchen counter behind the sink, bend it and add little beads. Stack some cardboard, cover it in silver paper and glue to the wall. Do the same thing with a very thin piece of cardboard to make an extractor hood. Since the wall looks quite empty, I've decided to make a little cupboard using a Milka chocolate box. I simply cut out a square from the middle of the lid, attached a piece of see-through plastic to it, and covered the outside with popsicles. Make sure that you leave enough space between the popsicle sticks at the crease so that you're able to open and shut the cupboard. Paint everything white if you like, and don't forget to paint the purple bits on the inside of the box. And also paint some cocktail sticks that will go on the outside, and some extra popsicle sticks that will be used as shelves for the inside of it. Cover the inside of the cupboard door with white paper and stick it to the dollhouse wall. And to make the last part of the kitchen, use a box that is about the same height as the fridge. Cover the outside in the same paper as the rest of the kitchen and use several pieces of cardboard to cover the front. Make a fake oven by sticking black paper to one of the cardboard pieces and silver paper around the edges. Wrap the same paper around a toothpick or a cocktail stick, cut it to the right size and glue it to the oven. Cover the rest of the cardboard in the same paper that you used for the kitchen and glue them to the box to make fake cupboard doors. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and in case you're wondering how I made these dollhouse chairs and the table, click the link in the description box, and I will also link the tutorial for this dollhouse that can turn into a dresser. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram. Bye bye!